you and for evidential purpose. Then the third principle is that so far as the works enjoy protection in other member states countries, Canada also have obligation to what? To protect Obrafour work.
I see. Now, from where you sit as a head of research at the Copyright Office, I'm sure you've heard both songs, Drake's Calling My Name and Obrafour's refix of Ohene. Now, the structure of the song, Ohene, is that Killer Cut voice you heard is of Manche Aikwe. There's Tiny also in the song at some point, but Obrafour is claiming full ownership of the song. Question, who owns the song?
Yes, it's not for court cases. He has to prove that there's copyright. If he's able to convince the judge that there's copyright, then that means that to get the claims, you have to quantify that person act, what it has cost you. The act the person committed against you, how does it cost your listing? So you have to prove that. So those ones we cannot say, but in terms of copyright, if you pick a phrase in somebody's work, it's a phrase. Phrase does not enjoy protection. A phrase does not enjoy protection.
So in this part, how do you define a phrase in a song? How many bars will constitute a phrase?
No, this one I'm just giving general listing.
Yes, and I'm asking a specific question. So a phrase, for example, if I read a sentence, we find the political capture of the broadcast media space, in particular, and the increasing concentration of the media in a few hands are worrying for the country's democracy, and there is a need likely to address this situation. That's a full sentence. Part of it will be a phrase. So if there's a song that's, let's say, 3 minutes, what portion of that song will constitute a phrase per our copyright laws?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. In terms of copyright is a complex thing. So that will depend on how the judge will interpret, or how Obrafour lawyers will convince the judge. Because I heard Admission State, they tried to contact them for permission. Is that not the case? So in terms of copyright, if you want to be free, definitely you need the permission. And the permission can be done in two folds. One, through licensing or assignment. So if you don't get any of this and you try to take it, and the person is able to convince the judge that you have infringed, adding all what we have said, they can convince the judge that you have actually infringed. Because at the state, you stretch your hands to him to get permission.
Now,